Awesome. All right. Welcome everyone everywhere to another installment of the Elite Thinking Club. I'm Chris Jules Julien. I'm joined tonight by my co-host Michael and Liz. You guys good?
Always good, mate.
We are good, yeah.
We're good. Happy days. Right. Before we begin, snack check. What are you guys eating tonight? What's keeping
Oh,
what's keeping that smile on your face?
I've got Milka,
What's that, Michael? Chocolate and
yeah,
biscuit.
chocolate and
BA for the
biscuit,
soul. Jeez. Well,
and
me, I've
I'm
got
doing the
change.
healthy. I've got an apple and a
Yeah.
plum.
I got I got a cup of tea, and you know me, I just love these things. Oreos, let's go. Don't change the recipe. Oreos, keep it the way it is. So I'll be eating Oreos and my drinking my tea as we proceed. Yeah, boy. Oh, what are you drinking there, Michael?
fridge.
Oh yeah, I remember fridge in the day. Mm-mm. Nearly missed my mouth. All right, BA.
Green tea.
Mm-hmm. Welcome everyone everywhere to another installment of the Elite Thinking Club. If you haven't done so already, hit the like, hit the subscribe button, and follow us for future episodes because we are esoteric thinkers. We think about everything and we explore everything because we just try and understand things. And you can't understand things unless you're willing to explore it. It is what it is. Sometimes we go so deep into conversations that it could potentially trigger some people into feeling a certain way about the conversation. But we're not here to make people right or wrong or start riot, but just simply explore. So get comfortable and get ready to hit the comments. Get ready to let us know what you're thinking about the subject. So I'm going to begin with recently, I've been having some mad dreams. I mean, so crazy. And fortunately, I can manage to sometimes lucid dream to the point where I can sort of like make it go the way I want it to go. But especially for the last like 4 nights, I've been, I wouldn't say struggling with sleep, but I definitely have been waking up with or being aware that I'm dreaming. It's been crazy as well, unexplainable dreams. And I know that they don't make sense in this realm because this realm's governed by man-made laws. But in a spiritual realm, sometimes what you see doesn't necessarily represent what it is in the dream. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, like you might, for example, see someone from your childhood in your a setting that you were in before, like a school, but in what it's doing is showing you or highlighting something that you need to see, but it's not like how it's meant to be seen in this realm, you know? But crazy. And I asked someone, I said, like, why am I having these dreams? What's now? I don't know if you've done so yet, but have you looked outside tonight and seen the size of the moon?
It's it's amazing, isn't it?
Massive. It's huge. The moon is huge tonight. They call it
Oh, let
a
me go look.
hunter's moon, like it's the full moon tonight. And that will most likely probably be why a lot of people, especially like myself, who are quite sensitive, are having these dreams of madness right now. Maybe you're struggling with sleep. Maybe your food patterns all up in the air, like your diet. Maybe you're going through changes, or maybe it's time for you to acknowledge that maybe you've got something to address, like you're storing stress, or it means so many different things to so many people. But I definitely have felt some sort of impact from it. Don't know about you guys. What do you guys, Michael, Liz, you guys watching? What has it affected
It's
you? What
I find I think it does affect us because it affects the water, doesn't it? It affects the oceans. Um and we are like a high percentage of water, aren't we? Us human beings. So of course it affects us. It's like the Mercury retrograde.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly that. Like
And
exactly that.
I find I have quite vivid dreams when I dream. And I think when there's full moons and like Mercury retrograde and things like that, I find I have quite um, powerful dreams, very, very, very vivid.
Yeah,
And I always remember kind of waking up in the middle of the night, and I always kind of feel like they're quite overwhelming dreams as well, very full on.
yeah, exactly. I don't know about you guys, but when I wake up in the hours of like 4 a.m., sometimes 4:30, and I know that I want to go back to sleep, I can't go back to sleep. But when it gets to about 5:30, 6 a.m., I feel the need to, drift back to sleep. So I know I got my alarm set for like 7, 7:30, but it's that final hour, like that last little light sleep where my dreams are the most powerful. And I just think like, and I don't want to get out of bed after that. I'm like, oh my God, like I could have stayed up. I should have stayed up, but it's that last little bit of the sleep that really makes my dreams fucking crazy, like real. I feel like it's real. Do you know what I mean? it
Yeah,
probably it
they're
could
the
be.
best dreams to have. When I do
You
the same. When I wake up and then go back to sleep, they're the ones I can control.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it's
I
actually
love
more
those dreams.
enjoyable.
They're the ones I don't want to like wake up from.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, no,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go and tweak that and do that, and yeah.
Sometimes
Yeah,
I have
but
dreams I wake up from and I'm like, I weren't ready to wake up yet. I don't know who I have to tell, but
But then
I
if
don't
we
want to
can
wake
do
up
that
yet.
in our dreams, can't we do that in real life where we do the whole like using our power to kind of make things happen, you know?
no, if only.
Yeah, exactly. Then what you highlighted, Liz, I just want to go back to it was yes, we are like a high percentage of water. Like the human body is like what, 85% water? Don't quote me exactly,
Hmm.
but
70.
let's say it's 85%
I thought
water.
it was
No,
70%.
it's 70.
Okay, 70%.
I don't know
Um,
if it is. I thought it was.
well, even if it is, if the moon governs the gravitational pull of the tide, and your body is like 70% water, you are going to be affected by that. You know, whether you like it or not, you are being pulled and shifted by the moon. It is having an effect. And obviously, if you haven't done so already, go check outside tonight. Obviously, if you're watching this episode at a later date, it won't be the same. But tonight, on the 10th, 2022, the full moon is huge. It's massive. It's glowing.
Oh,
Hunter's moon. It's brilliant. You know, that guest we had on the show, Freya, the witch, she probably is doing something tonight mad. I should have, well, I couldn't ask her to be on the show tonight because she's probably doing some sort of spiritual ritual or whatever. Which then leads me into, are you into like spiritual rituals or do you even do them subconsciously? For example, in the mornings recently, I've just been lighting up the sage and I've been inhaling it. I have a theory that if I inhale the sage, it cleanses me from the inside. I know a lot of people use it to cleanse their rooms and their houses from demons and spirits, but there's something very, very awesome that I'm finding recently about just lighting it a little bit and, you know, getting a good inhale of the sage. And whether that's like healthy for my body or not, I really don't care. It's really powerful mentally. I don't know what it does. Like maybe casts the demons from within out, you know, potentially. So do you guys have any rituals or anything you do like not just on a full moon, but in your life daily or anything?
no. I don't believe in any of it. So no.
Sometimes meditation,
Yeah.
do a bit of meditation. Um, and I always try and have like my sort of like mantra affirmations and like when I'm making my smoothie and stuff. So like I'm making my smoothie and I'm like saying all these things thinking that the smoothie machine and the world is listening, but it's not. It's just me in my kitchen making some noise. But you know, it makes me feel like it's my day starting and I'm putting it out there. And
Yeah,
yeah,
100%.
so
100%. I believe that when witches were burned and crucified and tortured and whatnot, I truly believe that the potions they were making weren't far off what we drink today. Could be smoothies, could be tea, could be just boiling and putting honey and sugar and lemon into a boiling cup, drinking it, and they weren't actually casting evil, but they were casting goodness. And because of that goodness, the high vibration, because a lot of people back then were on low vibration simply because they were drinking ale more than water, so they were pissed half the time. And because obviously alcohol was safer to drink than water, but these witches found ways of healing themselves. They were so healed and spiritually enlightened during that time. They were almost seen as the outcasts. So that's why I believe they were probably, just misunderstood. Whereas now, like you go to someone spiritual, a healer, if you will, and they'll give you all this knowledge. They'll be like, yeah, go ahead, light the sage, make your smoothie, do your mantras, Even like people who swear by they cannot start the day without a coffee, or I have to have a shower in the morning, cold or hot. In that moment, you could be entering your state of manifestation, your state of well-being. It's all part of it. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Shout out to some of the viewers. We got Sally on there. We got Bruja on there. Got Chantel. Big up yourselves. Girl in the corner. She's back. We love that. Yo, Bruja, my creativity is heightened. My dream state vivid and full of powerful messages. Yeah. Yeah. And it's trying to piece those together logically. Like, what am I being shown during this full moon? Chantel, we had to do this in an apartment we lived in years back. Myself and my man would see the same figure around and have horrible dreams, three knocks on the doors and all. Jeez. Now I know, Michael, you don't believe in that. We did an episode on this about like ghosts and spirits and all that, and Michael isn't really a fan. But we have said that once we reach 1,000 subscribers, we're going to do a live episode at a renowned, famous church near where I live called Canuden, and it's where Anne Boleyn, one of King Henry VIII's wives, used to go, and she was, known for being a witch, practiced witchcraft, and apparently, as the legend has it, that in Canuden there is always a number of witches. I think it's four, maybe five, but they are always there. And when their time is to leave, a new one replaces them. So they're always there. So yeah, we said that we'd do that. So if you haven't done so already, help us get to our goal. Let's get to 1,000 subscribers. I think we're currently on like 444, which is a great, lovely number, isn't it? If
It
you're
is a
into
great number.
numerology, if you're into those magic numbers, yeah, head over to the YouTube and you can see us all live
I
right
may
now.
be wrong, but didn't Liz say she's going to do it in a bikini or something?
Hmm. Did I? Or did you guys say that?
You said something about bikini at Canoe.
Bikini at Canuden. Did
No,
she
I don't
mean
think
you,
it was
Michael?
at Canuden.
Michael in a
I think I'd
mankini.
freeze, especially this time of year.
The witches won't be disappointed. Let's do it.
I'm getting set up here, aren't I?
Girl in the corner, she says, the universe is a joker. I wanted to ask if you believe in manifestation, and here you are already on it. We are on it. I do believe in it to a degree. I don't think you can just sit still and start casting spells and nothing happens. I believe that there is a law of flow, like you must be in sync. You must be in like the frequency of the world. It isn't just like, you know, imagination and vision. It's to do with actually moving. Like if we are um part of a system, that system, just like any other system, has a process. You are part of I don't even know the channel of energy. And if you can get on that channel of energy, stay within your vibration, stay within your frequency, and stay within your tempo, speed, for example. If you're going too fast, things will get put in your way to slow you down. If you're going too slow, then you could just miss your chance. So try and get on your wave and ride that wave, and you'll find things just, you bat off the negativity like it's nothing, and you absorb the positivity like, I can't believe this is happening. This is magic. Like coincidences, if you will. It's too much of a coincidence. I also believe in the power of the mind. You could be thinking of someone, next thing you know, the phone rings and it's them, and you're like, oh my God, I was literally just thinking about you. Or you might think of someone, feel them, if you will, and message them and say, I just wanted to let you know, I thought about you. And they were like, oh, yeah, I'm not feeling too great. I've been going through this, or this happened in my life. And magic. It's just so, so magical. Couldn't even explain it. Which then brings me on to something else that we spoke about last episode. So I just want to give a shout out to one of our viewers, Charlotte. She did message in, and we talked about the ley lines in the earth, which conduct like an electromagnetic energy field. And these are all around the globe. So if you haven't done so, you can watch that episode. I'll put a link in the description. But there's also a guy on YouTube called Steve the Wanderer. And Charlotte, big up yourself. She sent me the link to his YouTube channel, and he's got an episode specifically on ley lines in a place called Milton Keynes. How there is structure and buildings there that are all in alignment with the ley line. And he explains it so well. He goes into great detail about why the buildings are built the way they are, why they are aligned the way they are, He talks about the sun, he talks about the electromagnetic fields, and talks about famous people in history who have set up things around these ley lines. And he goes in, even to the point where he talks about like the Egyptians, and he just goes deeper. So yeah, big up yourself, Charlotte. Thank you for the link to Steve the Wanderer, and I will put it in the description for you guys to watch. It's a great watch. And in actual fact, I feel like I want to reach out to him and hopefully we can get him on the show. So fingers crossed. Yeah, love that.
That'd be good. We haven't had a
So
special guest in a while.
yeah, you know what, Michael? We haven't had a special guest in a while. If anybody can think of anyone that you might believe is, interesting, let us know. Because all it takes is a message. All it takes is for them to say, "Yeah, I'll have a chat." Get them on the show. We'll have a chat. If you're watching us on the YouTube, big up yourself. You're obviously a subscriber and you've hit that notification bell as to not miss an episode or when we go live. If you're watching us on the YouTube, the TikTok right now, big up yourself. Thank you. And maybe head over to the YouTube as well. You get to see Liz and Michael. You can put a face to the name. Who's this? Chris, do you believe in the Toltarian time? Toltarian time. Obviously, Michael,
I'm not
you're the
familiar
guy.
with
You're the
that.
guy. Can you quickly do a search? What is Toltarian time? Now, I've got a feeling that you might be referencing the months of the year instead of going by the 30 days calendar, 28 days and 31 days madness, 12 months. Are you talking about the moon cycle and how it's exactly aligned with 13 months of the year? Jesse, is that what you meant? Let me know if that's what you meant. And then obviously Michael just confirmed to me what is a Toltarian line. Toltecs, as in the four agreements. Four agreements. Big up yourself, Brogan. I see you. What are the four agreements? Saying that, I think I read a book on the four agreements. I don't know if I've got it on my shelf. Someone else may have it. But I have read that book, The Four Agreements. God, what are they?
How did he spell it?
Interesting. Toltarian, Tolterian. Go in a corner. She's like, yeah, the book. Brogan, yeah, the book you've read. Mm-hmm. What is Toltarian?
It's coming up with some painkillers.
If you're a book reader and you like new books but you obviously want to get a review before you do, we've done an episode on books in 2022 that could change your life. If you want to watch that, I put the card in the YouTube video and also a link in the description. So definitely check out that episode because me, Michael and Liz spoke about our best books and our favorite books and life-changing books. So also put in the comments yours and we may want to have a look at that. Books by Don Miguel Ruiz. Don Miguel Ruiz. What a name. Don. The Don.
What are they about?
Jesse, what are they about? Michael, you still looking up these Toltarian lines? Just wanted a quick answer, bro.
Give me bloody some painkillers.
Toltarian lines.
It does want me to find it.
Yes.
Oh,
yes. So
we need a different search engine.
Yeah, there are some things that, when you do try and research on like a Google or something like that, like a popular search engine, they won't allow you to find. And also, that Google is like 10% of the internet. Like the internet's massive, but they've just somehow managed to dominate the masses. So we adopt one search engine that somehow has the answers to everything, but it isn't. It isn't. You've got to go a bit deeper. And to be honest, I won't act like I go
Google has
deeper,
failed.
but Google has failed you on the Toltarian lines. So we have to ask our audience, Jesse, what is the Toltarian line? Like, what a Toltarian line? A Toltarian time. What is Toltarian time? Michael, look up Don Miguel Ruiz. Hope I said that right. It could be Ryu or I'm not sure. On that note, it's time for a snack.
This guy, yeah.
Oreos, baby. Let's go. Dunk 'em. Got dunk 'em.
Oh, Toltec.
Have to say, Liz, you've been laying in the sun recently. You caught
Nope.
the sun. Just glowing,
No,
yeah. You just glow. Just got that glow.
no. I went to Ibiza, didn't I, a couple of
Mm,
weeks ago,
that'd be it.
and yeah, I think it just adds to the natural glow.
Oh, just natural, yeah.
Well,
Maybelline.
obviously, I've got the natural mixed race genes, so yeah, you know,
It's just this other
I already
other
have a
bit
head
like this.
start, don't I? Topping it up.
Bitch.
It's
I had to
always a good
burn
time
myself
for
to
a
get
sing.
it.
I agree. I agree, Joanna. I agree. Michael, I'm still waiting on what is Don Miguel
No,
Ruiz
I'm
famous for.
waiting
Do you
to
know what
talk about it because yeah.
I did send it to the group. Well, I found that guy, Don Miguel Ruiz.
Marina, I see you. How you doing? I see you. Namaste.
Toltec
Big up Marina
specialist.
there. Into healing. You are a healer, and she does Reiki. Is it Reiki or Reiki? I can't remember how to pronounce it. Guys, have you ever had Reiki? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
Have you had it, Liz?
Before, yes, my friend does it.
Okay. You know, maybe I need some Reiki in my life. Is it Reiki?
Reiki.
Reiki, energy work. Done, know the
Yeah.
done. Yeah, big up yourself, Marina. Don Miguel Ruiz wrote the four agreements. Okay, what are the four
Oh,
agreements?
Oh, I found that. Be impeccable with your word.
Oh, he
yeah,
just found it, Liz. Just found it.
yeah.
Don't take
Yeah.
Be
anything
impeccable
personally.
with your word. Um, is it your actions and
No,
your work
no. Don't
Be
take anything
impeccable.
personally.
and
Don't say anything personally.
your love or
Don't
something, or the
make
love you give?
assumptions.
Don't make assumptions. Yes, big one.
And always do your best.
That's it.
Always do your best. You know, I can give a good example on that. Like, communication is like a great tool, right? Whether it's spoken, written, or just like sign language or whatnot. If you don't communicate with someone, they aren't mind readers. They don't know
No.
what's going on in that head. So, I suppose it's really important. So when he says like be impeccable with your words, vocabulary is also the key, isn't it? Like
Hugely.
literally, yeah. At work the other day, a lady said to me, "How are you?" And I just said, I'm all right." And she goes, "Just all right?" No, you're not. You're not all right. You're fantastic. And I said, "You know what? Yeah, I am. I am." I took it a bit step further. I said, "No, I'm perfect. I'm perfect." Now, it's so important how you address how you are. Because just being all right, you just kind of, yeah, talking about, okay, so Jesse just said there, like, talking of witchcraft and spells, like, words are spells, not in a negative way. I don't know why there's so much negative light on all that shit, but they're so, and also what you say and the vibration you give with it. Like be impeccable
Mm.
with your words. One of the four agreements. Do you get what I mean? Like,
Yes.
when people sing people happy birthday,
Yep.
there's different ways to sing it. There's that old traditional shit way, and then there's that Stevie Wonder way.
Oh, Stevie Wonder all the way.
You know what I mean? And
Happy
like you can
birthday to ya. Happy birthday.
exactly. And that is
I
like
hope it's someone's
that's how it
birthday
works.
that's listening. That's for you.
Yeah, it's my cousin's.
I see you, Yadi. I see you. Bless up, bless up. But the Stevie Wonder song has deep meaning. Ah, Jesse, explain. Come on. Come
Well,
on.
we've got
Let us know.
first time chatter on Twitch, and he said
Okay.
Raki equals Pokemon, I think. But then he does, but 7 habits of highly effective people, 48 laws of power, the laws of human nature, how to win friends and influence people, extreme
Okay.
ownership, energy. They are all interpretations of similar ideas, all
I
thought
love that.
provoking philosophies.
If you haven't done so already, what's his name, Michael? Or her name?
Arch Pendragon.
Arch Pendragon. Just head over to our YouTube video on the books one. Put that in the comment for people who obviously watch the video, watch the episode. They'll then see your comment on all those books that you mentioned. And actually, funny that you mentioned the 48 Laws of Power, because I did mention that in the episode. But, that's a deep one for people who have the capacity. If you haven't got the capacity, because in the wrong hands, that book can be very dangerous. But anyway, swipe that. Dive into it. Dive into it. CP, are you still doing the boot camps? No, I'm not doing the boot camps anymore. That time, that era in my life had stopped, had to move on, but I loved it nonetheless. Reiki helped change my life. Love that. See you, Kay. I see you. Okay. Maybe we should do some other boot camps, like some spiritual boot camps. Like, if my purpose is to heal, and I found that doing physical exercise was my vehicle, if you will, to heal people, this new era that we're in, this new chapter, maybe, maybe we should do something else. I don't know. Maybe I should just read books. I don't know. I don't know. We'll just do the Elite Thinking Club. We'll just stick to that.
Well, you could do the Elite Thinking Club boot camp.
The Elite Thinking Club boot. Yes. Imagine that. We should. Okay. Elite Thinking Club boot camp. Yeah. Elite Thinking Club boot camp. 8 hours. Yeah. With our audience, with our followers, with our guests, and we just smash out every single topic of discussion that we have ever done. Like highlighting a few. Let's like Liz, Michael, help me out here. Try and think of all. We've done like nearly nearly up to 100 episodes. So I'll begin. I
I'll
loved
just
the
cheat and
episode
go on
on Do We Live in a Simulation? Fucking loved
Oh,
that.
that was a
was
good
iconic.
one. That was a good one.
I got
Um,
remember that. I got a new
I
theory.
loved the one we covered on like mental health and suicide. The one we covered on like afterlife, past life.
Yeah, Afterlife,
Um,
Afterlife. That was a
the
great episode.
ghosts one was funny. That one always made me laugh when you started mimicking a ghost. That was brilliant. We've done so many like conspiracies when we spoke about like
Ruling elites.
the
Remember
ruling
the ruling
elites, but
elite?
also when we did the one about the moon
Freemasons?
landing and like
Oh,
Diana and all of
yeah, yeah,
that.
yeah.
And
You invite your viewers to the
we
conversation.
did one on the Queen as well and
Yeah.
Nostradamus and all of that. That was really good. And I
Definitely.
loved the one with when we did ones with our guests as well. We had so many different guests. So we had like
Never
the
really
comedian, we had
Yeah.
the guy who was doing great the great thing with planting the trees through his
Forest.
business.
Reforest Wet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also the guy who wrote the book about his coma. That was
Never
a good
really
one.
over.
Never really over.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
we did.
cool.
We've
No,
done so many,
we're
haven't
set.
we?
Yeah, we're set. We'll definitely organize an Elite Thinking Club boot camp. We'll put the word out. But if you're not following us, if you're not like, how are we supposed to let you know? I mean, we don't really promote, to be fair. We just sort of just go live, and when people tune in, it's because your vibe attracts your tribe, I suppose. What's meant for you won't pass you by. Like, one thing for sure is there are only so many people who are esoteric thinkers. It isn't like for the masses. Not everyone can operate or comprehend half the stuff that we talk about, and that's okay. Like, we're not trying to say that we are what's that word, sanctimonious. Don't have to be those sanctimonious about it. What I'm highlighting is only so many people can have these conversations and actually grasp the capacity of it. Like, for example, we were meant to do an episode on Michael Jackson, not to be narrow about it, but we obviously want to look at it full picture. We have to highlight the truth of the matter is that the man was, taken to court for being a pedophile. Then we have to also look at the man who tried to change the world through his art, which is music. Because I listen to his lyrics now and I just think, fucking hell, did we just kill a prophet here? Did we just actually kill a prophet here? The man was singing and, using his power to influence on things that were so important. And then man's been labeled a pedophile, which, when you think about it, really is like, maybe he was, because who goes and builds a flipping theme park and only invites the kids? Which, by the way, I blame the parents. No parent in their right mind would leave their
also,
kid.
you have to think about the psychology aspect of it from his point of view. So he had his childhood robbed from him. He was made by his father, who was extremely strict with them to perform and be in the Jackson 5. He didn't really get to have a childhood. He didn't really get to play around and be a kid. So he built that theme park because he wanted to, he was still wanting to kind of have the inner
Relive his
child
childhood.
moments. Yeah.
Okay, now I hear you out, Liz. Now we will do an episode on this. Not
But
right
he's
now,
also
but
made himself a target. I always try and see it like there's always two sides to a story. Okay. Now I don't know what happened because I wasn't there. I don't have any
Okay.
evidence, but
Right.
these sort of things, it's good to debate, talk about, and look into, because not only are they interesting, but yeah, we learn the truth, don't we? So
Okay. So we will then definitely do an episode on Michael
I
Jackson,
think it would
and
be
we will do.
interesting.
I
But I
think
do
so.
agree with you with regards to his music and how he did put a lot of messages through his music, and I don't think the big wigs liked it.
Nah,
So
not at
we've
all.
got some
And that's another
more
thing.
comments.
Hit
So
us with
when
it.
you're saying about what we talk about, Arch said,
Yeah.
I think people can grasp the concept, but perhaps what you mean is most folks might lack the ability to contribute in sociable way or express their ideas and feelings. Then he said about like Michael Jackson, that's true, content matters. And also he feels like there's always three sides to a story, side A, side B, and the truth.
Yes, yes. No,
Who
I agree
who is
with
this
that.
on? Right, whoever that
Yeah,
is on the Twitch right now, big up yourself
yeah.
and definitely follow. Like, just send me a message anyway. I'd like to just hear from you. I love that. Big up yourself. Right, and that goes for everyone as well. Like, don't hesitate not to message us. Me, Michael, and Liz, we're open to it. Like I said, big up Charlotte. Sent me the link to the Steve the Wanderer on YouTube. I would never have seen that video had she not done that, and I'm very grateful. Where was I going? Where was we talking? Oh my god, Michael Jackson, and then something else came into my mind, and I've lost it now because we're doing comments. Damn,
Sorry.
damn. Yeah, that's right. Back to I don't even know his name, but that guy, what you just said is, you're right. People do have they can have these conversations, but no one does. Like, there is no free space to do it. Like, I've said this many times, and that's probably like why we started the Elite Thinking Club. Where do people get the space to actually talk and be who they are? Like, because what you are and who you are two different things.
Mm.
For example, like, I tried to explain this to someone the other day. If you are born say Chinese, or you are no, use a black man example. You're born a black man, what you are is a black man, but who you are inside is you. There is no ego, there is no vision, there is no physical. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Hmm.
I hope I've explained
Yeah.
that well. And a lot of people fall into the trap of always trying to be what they are rather than accepting who they are. And what I love about the Elite Thinking Club is these conversations, don't matter what you are. Show me who you are. Speak. You know what I mean? Think. Do you know what I mean? Like, let it out. Because we've got so much more in common than we do and not. Do you get what I mean?
Hmm.
All the labels, all of the social stigma, society, culture, and classes of all these different divides. Fucking get rid of all that and just show me and be who you are, because there are we then connect better. Anyway, deep one.
But true.
I don't know where. I just want to let you guys know. Yeah, last episode, Rabbit was on, and they were on the episode before, and they always come on here and cuss me out. And she said, "Oh yeah, nice spider plant. Take a look this week, you prick. Look, much better. Thank you very much. Flipping
Fuck
wherever
you.
you are."
Honestly, the language on here, guys.
I don't
Talking
even know
about
where it is.
vocabulary.
I don't even know if it's a he or a she, but they comment that it hasn't bugged me, but I did have to say it. Yeah. Anyway,
Don't
Jesse.
talk about his spider plants, all right? Just don't go
Yeah,
there. It's a
yeah,
trigger.
yeah. Opinions ain't facts anyway.
Nobody cares or anything.
On that note,
Yeah, he's
yeah,
not bothered at all.
yeah. On that note, snack check.
Snack check.
You know, I do love you guys. Been here from day, and I appreciate that. There is no show without you. Mm.
Yeah, so I've got a
We did an
theory to come up
episode.
at some point.
Bring it, Michael. Let's go.
Are you
let's
ready
pin
for the
our ears
theory?
back. We're ready, Michael. Let's hit us with it.
So, you said about like the Matrix thing, where you think it might be real, like the computers are getting us for our energy and stuff.
A little bit louder for those at the back, Michael. What did you say?
So the Matrix thing, you said you kind of think it might be true, so they're sucking all the energy from us. Same sort of
Yeah.
theory, but I think it's the planet that does it. So take out the planet, no, take out Matrix and put in planet, because if you think about it, anytime anything dies, where do we go? Back into the ground to feed the planet. So it's the planet that's fucking doing it.
What are you on about, mate? The
I'm
Matrix and the
confused.
planet. Okay, in the Matrix, the AI, artificial intelligence, the computers, machines, if you will, they become so smart that they figure out that the human brain or the human body can conduct or produce so much electricity. Therefore, all it needs to do is harness our natural ability to create heat energy, and our brains create, electric neurons firing, all that good stuff. And the machines figure out a way to harvest us as
Yeah.
a
So
life
every time you
source,
say machines,
like a
think
like a
planet
battery.
instead.
Yeah, so human beings became the batteries for the machines. That's what the Matrix was saying. Now, obviously, when the free humans got free, went into hiding in Zion, then Neo comes along as the one and saves the human race. Which, by the way, he doesn't actually save the human race. He just keeps the balance, which I've later learned when I've watched it back, what he was actually trying to do. And that brings me on to what I'm going to talk about in a sec. But Michael, you're trying to say that the planet Earth created human beings just to use us like a life force. What are you on
Yeah.
about? That can't be.
Well,
Well,
how
how?
is that
When.
any different? So
Well.
dinosaurs didn't work, so it fucked them off. And then we've
Right.
evolved enough. So
Hmm.
what? But what happens though when we die? We go into the ground and feed it even more.
So
So the
yeah,
more it
we are.
feeds
If we
us, the
are.
more people we breed. So now we're at like
Yeah.
9 billion or something. So now it's got nine
Mm,
billion people, just people, that are now going to go into the ground and feed it. That's not
mm,
included insects, animals, everything else that is going to go
mm,
into the ground and feed it. So if you said the same story, but instead of saying AI, say planet,
mm.
it is feasible.
I do get what you are trying to say. I promise you that I do get what you are trying to say, but I cannot agree. All I see it as is the planet is a very good living thing, and what we are is a parasite on Earth. We have evolved as a parasite, just like any insect could evolve on in life, like you know. But what we began as were just little cells, bacteria, whatever, and we just kept evolving, kept evolving. Now we are so amazingly developed as a parasite. We are just spreading and consuming everything in our path. And that's what I think. Don't know if you agree. Now, where does what we are, which is parasite, and then who we are, which is consciousness, that's when we can choose to have the human experience or the parasite experience, right? Which I truly believe is the best experience ever so far that I've experienced. Consciousness is great, but there is no feeling. You don't feel a thing. Whereas when you're having a human experience, and no matter how shit sometimes it can get, there are levels of it that are so amazing. And that's why a lot of people don't check out, because they know and there is hope that better times are better. But anyway, that is a whole another conversation about that, which we should definitely have on our Elite Thinking Club boot camp. 100%. Yeah, he done though. I like the episode we did on explaining veganism. Myself,
Oh
Liz,
yeah, that was
we're
a
both
good one.
vegan.
That was a good one.
It was really good. And Michael, you went plant based for 30 days because of that episode, and you said you were going to try it. And I absolutely love that, because if you don't try something, you will never know. And those that live it know it. Now, I'm not going to say that it's for everyone, and there are also tests or whatever against it. Like, people are saying it isn't good for you if you live this kind of vegan diet, which, by the way, diet is not all of veganism. Veganism is a lot bigger than that. If you haven't done so already, watch that episode, because we explain in great detail about how it not only influences your consciousness and your awareness, but also your connection to the earth, which a lot of people believe we are connected to the earth. Which then brings me on to something that I am becoming very, very passionate about at the moment, which is fungi. Watched a documentary on Netflix called Fantastic Fungi. Triggered my mind big time. I was like, this is incredible. Talks about mycelium and how without mycelium, we wouldn't even be here. Without mycelium, we wouldn't even be breathing, right? It is like the network beneath the ground that connects every single thing that comes from the ground. They say that mushrooms are not plants and they're not flesh, they are just fungi. And because of fungi, we live a fantastic life. Like it
About
just,
2 minutes before you said about fungi, Arch was
yeah,
talking about mushrooms.
yes. So if you haven't done so already, definitely watch Netflix Fantastic Fungi and then go one step further. And there's another new documentary that come out called How to Change Your Mind, but that's more about the psychedelic side of things. What I'm just talking about is the general creation of life on Earth with mycelium. It is fucking awesome. I love it to the point where now I'm like, this is the answer. This is actually the answer. But hey, NHS are even doing tests on it now. They are actually putting in the chemical of the mushroom, the psychedelic mushroom psilocybin, into seeing if it can help with people's mental health and past traumas, if it can heal them, because they call them the teachers, the spiritual teachers. And consuming psilocybin not only creates new neural pathways in the brain, it inspires creativity and highlights dormant thoughts, dormant thinking. So yeah, you can tell I got passionate about it. I fucking love it, man. I fucking love it. But yeah, Netflix is controlled programming. Good comment. How dare you? Nice name for a profile. Controlled programming. You know, myself and Liz, we don't watch television. Michael, do you watch television?
I watch Netflix, yeah. I wish it
Oh,
was
I
a bit
watch,
more
yeah,
controlled. It's
I watch
fucking shit.
Netflix. I don't watch mainstream um like channels. I don't have mainstream channels, and I don't
Mm.
watch the media, the mainstream media, the news. So
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't have a normal TV. I just have Netflix, Prime,
yeah, so I just
and
have like Netflix, um, and what's that other one called? Like YouTube.
do you watch Amazon
Um,
Prime?
yeah, I've
yeah, I
got
watch
Is
Prime.
Amazon.
that what you meant by Prime? Yeah, I like Netflix. I like Amazon Prime. I like YouTube. YouTube's cool.
Yeah,
The other day,
Yeah.
yeah, I like YouTube because if ever I have a question about something, I need it answered quite quickly. Like, for
especially if I need
example,
to fix something in the house.
yeah. Well,
I use it at
I
work all
Or
the time.
is it illegal if I do this? Is it okay if I do this? YouTube.
for real. But yes, I have. In answer to your question, Jesse, yes, I have. But I can't go into detail on it out. Might do in the boot camp. But yeah, it was a really, really good episode how we spoke about plant-based diet and how it influences your body. Because obviously, there's a guy we talked about so much on that episode.
Veggie and vegan food is delicious. I absolutely love it. Like,
Like we highlighted
My vegan
Dr.
steak was fucking horrible.
Yeah.
I've never
But
had a
we
vegan steak, to be
Oh,
fair.
don't. It looks really nice. It smells really nice, but as soon as you put it in your mouth, you're just like,
I
oh.
have to say, M&S vegan food, like the vegan burgers, the vegan chorizo, all of that is
excuse me.
delicious. The
Mm.
vegan Kievs, oh my God, so
But
good.
there's also like, and we're always talking about a diet, but which is fine. Like that's absolutely fine. That is probably the best way to get people on that pathway. But even like talking about the guy that just died out of nowhere, Dr. Sebi, he would
Oh,
preach about becoming more alkaline and how having a raw vegan diet made your body so clean. Stories of people curing cancer from it, and just getting rid of bacteria and diseases within the body. It's just remarkable how this massively adopted way of omnivore life swept over the world, and it's just been now accepted like the norm, when the truth, which we love to try and find as truth seekers as we are, is that you know there is so much more that we're just not exposed to, which is great. That how dare you said about programming. There's only so much they'll put on the TV. I bet they absolutely hated when people had access to like 99 different channels. When they could control people just through one radio station and one BBC channel, they must have loved that. They were like, we've got one form
because
of
they knew
entertainment.
everybody was tuning in and was
Yeah,
listening and being
yeah,
indoctrinated by them.
yeah. And now they're just like, okay, now they've got this mass media where they can share information, which is why I absolutely fucking love TikTok, because you can't be stopped. Once you find people that are giving you so much valuable information, it's like no BBC program would have ever shown you that or would have ever told you that. Like even like the dandelion route, no one knew. But that right there, is the best thing for cholesterol. Just eat it. Who
Mhm.
would have thought? Dandelion, fucking weed growing everywhere. Do you know what I'm saying?
Just while we're
And
talking
it's
about
free.
social media, while we're talking
Do
about
I F
social
with CMOS?
media,
Yes, I do
fuck
go
you,
and call out
Facebook.
CMOS. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, the
We're,
censoring
ah,
is
yeah.
real.
It is real. It is very real.
Well, I know
Yeah,
that.
I've
I've
been
been
banned
getting
on 2
censored up and
accounts now
down. I've been
for being
censored on
hacked.
and off the past
Hmm.
2 years for the stuff I
Yeah,
post.
we don't go on Facebook no more. We actually started the Elite Thinking Club as Facebook Live, and what we were finding is things we were talking about were becoming muted. They were
Yeah.
distorting the video, and they weren't actually allowing us to do our
And they
show
took some
because
of the video down, didn't they?
yeah, they did
On
because they were
YouTube.
censoring what we were
Yeah.
saying,
Yeah.
and also didn't know, but Facebook became the owners of our content. So at any time they could just cut it out, and we couldn't say it. So we're not on Facebook. That's why we're not on Facebook. So fuck Facebook. Yes, Michael
Fuck
rightly
Facebook.
said we're not on Facebook. Mark Zuckerberg, unlucky son. Like you don't get to
Yeah.
have us on your platform. You know, fuck you. And it
Give
is
me a
what it is.
refund, you cunts.
But anyway, we moved on and
Vocabulary.
we went to YouTube. Went straight to
And
YouTube.
Twitch.
Best platform. Twitch. We're now on TikTok as well, and it's the best. Just the best. And the best thing about it is as well, what I found was a lot of our audience probably relate to us better on those platforms. Facebook seemed at one point like a giant school playground for grown-ups. Do you get what I mean when I said that? Like, I don't even know if
Mm.
that made sense. I hope you know what I meant. It don't matter. End it. End it. Why are we even talking about it? I don't know. What
I
are
think
we
it's good
talking
to
about?
highlight it because some people aren't aware of the power of these platforms,
Mm. Yeah, good. Well said, Liz. Thank
and it's
you.
free
Let me finish.
speech at the end of the day. Free speech, whether it's online or out in the street, free speech.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Back to a comment we just got. Girl in the corner, do I F with CMOS? Yes, I do.
Yes.
Absolutely love CMOS.
Oh, yes, it goes in the smoothies every day. And
That's it.
it's really good face mask, people. Literally scoop it out of the jar, rub it all on your face, leave it on for a little while whilst you're fiddling about, folding the laundry, doing your studies, whatever. And then wash it off. It's really good for your skin,
You heard it. There you go.
inside
Really
and
good for
out.
skin. Irish CMOS is really good,
Mm.
apparently, for men who are trying to get their woman pregnant as well.
Oh,
Apparently, that's what I
I
What was
heard.
that?
wouldn't know.
Irish what?
It's Irish CMOS.
Oh,
Irish CMOS, Michael.
Hang on. Don't know. I'm right next to me.
When the time
oh,
comes, my
look
friend.
at
When the
him with
time
his
comes.
pen. You are so cute, Michael.
Every little helps.
So if you have a
There is.
little boy, you're going to call it Jules, and if you have a little girl, you're going to call it
Cool
Elizabeth.
as this.
Oh,
No. If I have a boy, I'm going to call him Michael.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, Michael Jr. Let's go.
Yeah, because my dad was Michael. And if we have a little
Okay.
girl, she gets to do so I don't care.
Elizabeth.
No, because I have naughty thoughts about you, so.
Ah!
That really
Michael!
work.
Oh, Michael.
Oh my God.
Yeah. You know,
Oh,
I hope I have a
free
little girl
speech.
because I really like the name Maeve. It's like a
That's
Irish
a nice name.
witch name, Maeve. I like that, and I hope that if there's a Maeve out there, just message. Let me ask you some questions. I think names have definitely got some sort of power within a person. Elizabeth,
Definitely.
Michael, Christopher. No one really calls me Christopher, but that is my name. And I think
I always
like
forget it is your name.
because you know me
Because
as
I always
Jules.
call you Jules.
Yeah,
Anytime
I know
it's
that.
like Christopher, I'm like, who's that?
You are just a Jules to me. You will always be Jules.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah, Jules is more fun.
yeah. But then some people say to me, they're like, you're not Elizabeth, you're a Lizzie. You are a
Yeah,
Lizzie. You look like a Lizzie, you are a Lizzie. And I'm like, but my name is Elizabeth. Lizzie comes from Elizabeth.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
funny, isn't it?
yeah.
It's just what you get used to, I suppose, isn't it?
So yeah, heads high, kings and queens. Sometimes it's too formal as well. Like
Mm.
I was obviously named by people from the flipping 70s. So I was born in the 80s. So it's like, that's probably why, you know.
Mm.
Now we got people having children who are just exotic names left, right, and Chelsea. You can name the child anything, and they're like, yeah, we should definitely like have ourselves a Lavender. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Which is
the
nothing wrong with that.
crazier
I
the
think that's
better.
a great name. You can call your daughter Lavender if you want. It's a
Or
lovely
Elon
name.
Musk is
I like wacky
kids.
names. I like unique names. I like ones that are different and they're not just like the standard sort of traditional ones that we
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of,
I
you
met a
know,
Saffron the other day. That was nice.
yeah,
Never heard that name. I was like, wow, that's your name.
that's a
Yeah,
lovely
Saffron.
name.
Yeah.
Or
Was she
Elon Musk is
spicy?
one of Elon Musk's kids is called XAE A12.
That's just
That's his
fucking
name.
way crazy.
I drive down the A12.
I took an X before. Name his daughter something
How
like
do
that.
you
Yeah.
say that then? So the
Yeah, I'm trying
teachers
to
are going to
see.
say XAEU A12.
No, there is a way to name to say it. I'm just trying to find it.
I was going to say, how do you translate that? Because
Could be
even
worse.
the
You could be named a number, like 7 or
even
something.
the kids though, like, how does the kid say its own name? This is the thing with names. We have to be careful because although I quite like wacky and unusual and unique names, I also think that you've got to think of the child's future, haven't you? And
Yeah,
how
yeah,
it's going to affect them.
yeah, yeah. But I knew a girl called Abby, and her surname was Gale.
No.
Yeah, that's genuine. Yeah, Abigail.
That's very
Parents love
cool.
it, don't they? Which is their right. They did make her, to be fair,
Yeah.
and I bet they just couldn't wait. They were like, "Yo,
I don't even know. He explains it like saying it's just
But then,
the
like,
letter
you look at the
X
people.
hash. So it's X hash A12.
Like, I remember seeing a news reporter, and his name was actually Ben Dover. I mean,
yeah."
they might not have thought about that when they named him because
No, they definitely thought about that.
they probably
Parents
named
love
him
it.
Benjamin Dover, thinking it's fine. But obviously, Benjamin goes to Ben. People call them Ben, and then it's
Right in the
like,
corner. I see you. Oh my god! Talk about
I
one
said it
zero
ain't
one
actually
zero
a name;
one
it's a
zero
nickname.
zero one. Had after our last episode, obviously I highlighted the new film on Netflix called Intergalactic, starring obviously Kid Cudi and Ty Dolla Sign and
haven't
loads of
watched
other.
it yet. Haven't
Have you
watched
watched
it
it
yet.
yet? All right, cool. Just look out for all the subliminal messages in that film. There are so many obvious messages and things like that, but it's just so good. I did put a link in the description in our last episode to its trailer, so you know what? I'll put it in the link to in the description of this episode as well. Very, very good. Very, very informal. Just only girl in the corner. You just put like 1010. You know, just the obviously coding numbers, if you will. What do they call it? They call it zeros and ones. What are zeros and ones? What do they call that? What do they call that? It's got a name. It's got a name. Zeros and ones. Guys, help me out.
Zeros and ones.
Binary code.
Thank you, Michael. Binary code. Absolute hero.
Google's back at
And
it.
we did an episode on that as well about how that like
Oh,
famous scientist guy
yeah,
spent like a year or to 5 years in his lab just
yeah,
studying and dissecting leaves, which he then later discovered that the actual makeup of a leaf was the same as binary code, like when broken down, which then made him lose his mind, because that's what brought us onto the episode of Are We Living in a Simulation? Because
yeah.
for him to discover that would suggest we could possibly well be living in a simulation if the makeup of plants around us is binary code. Makes you think, doesn't it? Makes you think,
Mm.
wow.
Think of
And
all the things that we don't know. There's so much we don't know.
I know, but how can you think of something you don't know?
I know,
All we
but I
know is
mean,
what we
like,
know.
what I'm saying is think about all of the things we don't like. How did he think to do that? Do you know what I mean?
I think he just stumbled upon it, like stumbled
This is
across
what I
it.
mean. But imagine he didn't stumble upon it. We wouldn't know about it. So it's like, we know about that now because of him, but think of the other things that are right out there in front of us that we just haven't stumbled across or seen. It's
Well,
quite amazing.
let's be fair. Let's be fair. Like, if you and I were here 50 years ago, we would most likely still have this same conversation, but relative to our time, because we would
Mm,
be talking about someone like Tesla, like
yeah,
Nikola, you know what I mean? Nikola Tesla. We would still be talking about that,
yeah.
and the ancient Egyptians and what we know. However, I do also believe in previous times that a lot of people were very ignorant as well. For example, we all know now any zoo is a fucking excursion, that is a prison for animals. If you put a living being that should be in the wild in a flipping cage, it's prison. Just like putting a human being in a confinement, it's prison. So we're very aware of that now. However, they used to have prisons for people. They used to have slaves in prisons. They used to, like, and the thing is though, that happened not just like as the most popular. When people think of slaves, it was black and white. It was happening in the Roman times. There were slaves, white on white. There was gladiators. They were sending slaves to slaughter just for entertainment. Now, I'm not saying that they were ignorant. I'm just saying that they weren't as aware as we are now. No one really would. Well, I don't know. I can't speak for everyone on the planet. Maybe there could be some underground illegal activities going on, which people still would, I don't know, glorify. But hey, um, the times we live in are sometimes too much information as well can affect the mind. One thing's for sure is I definitely got to a point in my life where I had to switch off social media. I was getting too much download to the point I was going crazy. I was thinking, oh my God, I got conspiracy theories here and I got this going on there and I got that going on there, to the point where what I wasn't focusing on was the here and now. Do you get what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't disagree with you, Liz. Like, imagine what we don't know. Saying that, a lot of the history books have always been written from someone's perspective, not necessarily by those who were living it at the time. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So there could have been things that were happening. People could have been having conversations probably deeper than ours. But because no
Mm,
one was really there to record it, here we are now recording it. So hopefully for the future generations to come, they will then listen and be like, what is CMOS? I've only just discovered this. And that's why it's
yeah.
important. Sometimes, yeah, I know I talk forever, but sometimes we're having these conversations. And for some who are tuning in now, they're just like, I've heard this all before. I've been doing this for years. It's like, yeah, I understand that. But there is someone that was, you know, your
So,
age once when you first discovered it.
mm-hmm.
For some, it might just be a new thing. What is mycelium? What is this thing he's talking about? And then there's going to be, so for example, your children, my
Mm-hmm.
nieces, nephews, my future, my children, they're going to stumble across this piece of history that is being recorded. And we now have an opportunity to actually pass it on.
Mm-hmm.
Do you get what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas
Yeah,
our previous,
absolutely.
all the history books from the past most likely would have got burnt. Colonization, they came through, they were like, yeah, we don't want anyone to remember this tribe. These guys were lit. We don't want anyone to remember that. Invasion of the United States. We don't want anyone to remember these Native Americans. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Luckily, someone somewhere still remembers or did make a recording of it. Anne Frank and her Anne Frank diary in the
Mm.
Holocaust. She made her diary. If that, some of the Nazis would never have allowed that. Is what it is. Bernadette, I see you. Big up yourself. Hey. Shout outs to all our viewers still watching. If you haven't done so already, you should definitely be hitting that like button and subscribe button by now. Come on. Like, you've been watching all this time. We need to get to 1,000 subscribers, because if we get to 1,000 subscribers, we can go and do the live episode over by Canuden Church. We'll try and do it on a full moon as well. We'll time it so it's like on a full moon, and we'll just record live. We'll go live.
Are we
See what
nearly
happens.
at the time for Michael to have his tattoo?
We are. We're nearly there.
I
800
thought
away.
we were. It's creeping up, Michael.
If we get to 500 subscribers, Michael is getting an Elite Thinking Club tattoo on his bicep. So we're at 444 right now. Head over to the YouTube channel. Please hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, because then you know when we're going live next, and you can watch us all on YouTube. So big
So
up
when it
yourself.
gets to 500, Michael, you're booking it straight away
Very much, yeah.
and getting it done?
I love that.
I think we
Yeah.
should be with you and film it.
Yeah, do a live episode.
Yeah.
I think one of
Yeah.
you should just do the ink yourself.
What? Do it? Actually, do the
Yeah.
tattoo. I'll give you a tattoo, Michael. I'll do it.
No, I'm not doing it. Absolutely not.
Just don't mess it up.
I think you
Hey,
should
listen,
get it
it
done
can't be as bad as your
professionally.
Lee Evans one. Who? Yeah, I mean, you're the only person I
You've
know
got to
who
have
had.
it done professionally.
Yeah,
Hey.
yeah, it must be professional.
You may not like it, but it's not fucked up.
Let me have a look at it again. Here we
Heard
go.
your accent strong there, Liz.
What? Let me have a look at it again.
Yeah, I heard an accent there. It sounded a little bit northern, if I'm honest.
Did it?
Yeah, a
I'm
little bit.
definitely not northern.
It sounded a little bit. I'm just saying.
Born in the West, live in the East. What does that make me? With these
Makes
two-
But that
you
was more of a. She told me I wouldn't do it, so I did it.
nice.
She was like, "Oh, you would do that." Okay, well, that's my only tattoo as well.
Is it?
Yeah, my first one, my
What a
first and only
shock.
tattoo.
Yeah, that is a shock. I thought he had more. So Elite Thinking
I
Club will
thought
be
you
your
had more.
second one.
Yeah. Well,
Wow. I mean, they are the
unless
most
I get-
random tattoos ever.
Isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I
I'm
did
sorry, they
get an
are.
idea about one. There should be one going on there soon, which is another random one.
Of
I'm
course.
perfect. I'm fantastic. Thank you, Bernadette. I want more tattoos. I'm gonna get on my neck. Like the chemical makeup of certain chemicals in the brain. I want dopamine. I want serotonin, and I also want psilocybin. And I'm gonna connect them all like a flipping because I got obviously a few. Just connect them all, go around me like a flipping necklace. Yeah, boy, I love tattoos. Fucking ink, baby. Just
Do you
get
know,
it
when I'm
in.
70, I think I'm going to go into a tattoo parlor and get like my whole one side of my body tattooed from the bottom of my leg all the way up to my neck.
Do it.
And I'm just going to be a 70-year-old at bingo with a sleeve, like half my body tattooed, and they're going to be like, whoa.
You know
You
what's
should do it
funny?
now
you
before
know what,
your
when
skin sags.
when you see a lot
No.
of people like
It
in their
costs more
70s
money.
go into bingo and that, I think that's incredible. Like I never really would appreciate it when I was younger, but now thinking about it, when you're 70, bingo would actually be flipping banging. Like it would be awesome. All your 70-year-old mates and that all just chatting around.
We'll
having a
be
little
if we're
drink.
all there, and we've
I'll be
got our
doing Elite Thinking Club.
snacks.
100%. I'll be doing Elite Thinking
Got our
Club when I'm 70.
snacks.
What, bingo?
Yeah, go to
I
bingo
don't
with
know.
our snacks.
I'd have to have patience now because I'm too young to be doing bingo. I say I'm too young to be doing bingo. I just don't know. Maybe one round, one game, but they
I'm
go for
terrible because
hours.
if I'm like getting right into it and I'm like, oh my god, I've got one number, and then if it gets, I'm like, woo! It's like 12 quid. Oh, thanks. But then people win like thousands and millions, and I'm like, yeah, I won 12 quid and I was happy. So
Yeah. Winning the bingo, man.
Yeah,
Anyway,
the only time
let's-
I ever won, it was like about 100 quid and it got shared. If I got it like 5 numbers before, it was 100,000 or something.
oh,
Yeah.
When they go to those bingo nights, like whatever, the Mecca bingos or whatever, they do it across the UK, don't they? They do it across the
Yeah.
nation. They
Yeah.
do like one big massive bingo across the nation. Which I think is probably you got better odds of winning than the national lottery because the national lottery isn't like a raffle. So in a raffle, obviously, let's say you had like 200 tickets and you bought 50% of them, you got a 50% chance of winning, right?
hmm,
Whereas in the lottery, it don't matter how many tickets you buy because the odds are still the same for every single one.
hmm,
Do you get what I mean? So
yeah.
Mm.
I don't feel like you ever increase your chances of winning. Like people are like, yeah, I bought 10 tickets. That makes no difference to having one ticket. You still got the
Yeah.
same chance of winning. Do you know what I mean? But hey,
I mean,
bingo.
I do lucky dip, so I've literally my numbers come up once for me to get the numbers, and then it has to come up again for me to actually win it.
What?
Yeah.
Well,
What?
because a lucky dip is just a random numbers generator.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I've already got that number once, and then for me to actually win it, it has to come up a second time.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Okay, I hear what you're saying. So when you do a lucky dip, whatever number comes up was at random as if, yeah, it was yeah, I never thought of it like
Yeah,
that.
because if you stick with the same
What are
numbers
the
every time,
yeah,
at
what are the
least then,
chances of the same two numbers coming like yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. So to fucking hell, yeah. So to increase your chances of winning, you have to stick with the same numbers consistently.
yeah. But the reason why I don't
Yeah.
do it is because if I ever forget to do it one week and then numbers come up,
Yeah,
I'd be
yeah, you
well
kick
pissed
yourself.
off.
Yeah, you'd be pissed off, yeah.
Because one of the times I did like fucking, I spent about
So
200 quid on it.
So what's the
so
ratio though for like what's the statistics on the amount of people who've won off of a lucky dip compared to those who've stuck with those numbers forever? Because then
More
surely if we
people
know that
win, more people win with one line of lucky dip than more lines of lucky dip or their own numbers.
wow. So lucky
so it
dip it
is
is then.
yeah.
Yeah, but only one
Nini, I
line. But
see
I
you.
buy
Big
like
up
two or three each
yourself.
time.
There she is. Nini's back. Nini's back, guys, just so you
Hey
know.
Nini.
Hello, Nini.
She just said hello. Yeah, the lottery is like well, it's just I don't know.
It's called
Like we said this in the last episode.
Combitronics. Combiatronics, the what I'm talking
If
about.
if you line up all the losers of the national lottery for the last like year, you would just die in waiting for that line to finish because it will never stop. It will never finish, and then you get all of the winners in another line. Um, yeah, it's very the ratio is not it's not great. It's not really really. Well,
Let me
I
see
say
what
that you only
the
got to win it once, right?
yeah. But that's
Like you
why
said,
that's
Michael.
I
why I
wonder if
go with it.
I
There's
wonder if
58 million at the
people
moment.
So, in theory, what you said, Michael, about how if you do choose those numbers at random number generator, like a lucky dip, you need that random number generator to do the same numbers again for you to win, which is very, very true. That's exactly how it works. So, would it be fair to say that if you was to check all the numbers of the whole of the lottery and just see all the winning lines, it would almost make you, well, I don't know if it's fair to say that the same numbers will not come out again. What are
No.
the odds of the same numbers coming out again? So if you was to look at all of the numbers that's ever been played, all the winning lines that's ever been played, and then came up with some, you can narrow
Generator.
down it and be like, right, these have this has never come out before. I should definitely get these numbers because they've never been done before. Does that increase your odds? I don't know.
do you think if you won the lottery, Michael or Jules, do you think you would continue playing it if you won it? If you won big, would you continue to play it to win big again? Or would you think
Yeah, I'll
this is
just
it?
set up a standing order.
Would you?
Yeah, because someone won a big one before, and they literally the next week. This was on the normal lotto.
Yeah, the next week
They
they won
literally
like another
won.
million or something, didn't they?
Yeah.
God.
Hey, yes, I remember my brethren Watty. He was on a roulette table and he betted on the number zero, you know, the green one,
Mm.
which, by the way, has the same odds as all the other numbers. Don't ever let that fool you. But he left his money on the table, and the rule is if you leave your money on the table, you're pretty much betting it again, and it came in again, which is just crazy. It's just crazy. It's like a 136 payout. So, yeah, not only did he get 136, he got a 36 of the 36. It's mad for that to happen
Wow.
twice, back to back. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It does. It is crazy how them sort of things happen, and it almost makes you think like you're in control of it. One of my favorite games at a casino is the one with the dice, like where you get to roll the dice. It's just because I feel like I'm in control of the dice, but I get to make
Mm.
the numbers happen. But yeah, I mean, if I won the lottery, would I play it again? I suppose it would be the reward. That's what gambling is, isn't it? When you get that reward, that chemical balance of I've won. Here's your congratulations chemical, and here's your happy chemical, and all them like dopamine, serotonin just absolutely flooded this wave of chemicals. I probably would. I'd be like, yeah, it worked that time. I'll do it again. It's like rock, paper, scissors. When you're playing rock, paper, scissors or ching chang walla, whatever you call it with people, if you win with, say, rock, the chances are you're going to play rock again, not because of anything other than your brain thinks that won the last time, I'll do it again. It's like you do what works, right?
Hmm.
That's why a lot of machines are rigged, especially the what's the ones with the levers spinning.
Oh, Lucky Bandits is it called?
Yeah, that's why they're rigged to give you a payout, but the mathematical equation will always make you lose eventually if you kept playing, because they want to trigger in you the desire to win. So they'll give you did you get what I mean? It's very, very clever with it. There's no way you can ever beat the house though. It's made that way. It's meant to be for enjoyment. And when, like anything, when the pain outweighs the pleasure, stop. So saying that, if I won the lottery, I wouldn't play again. I'd probably be too fucking high to play again.
Yeah, yeah. If I found a time, I
I'd be
probably would. But
so wavy. It'd be unreal. They'd be like, "Is he ever coming down?" I'd be like, "Fuck no, man, I ain't coming down. I'm staying here. I'm
I
so
don't
yeah, I'd have to
think I
remember to
don't
do it.
vibrating right now. I'm high as fuck. I'm levels up. I'm not coming down. No way. I don't need to.
I don't
I don't.
think I would. I think I would be like, yeah, this is it. This was meant to be. No need. There we go.
Would you still
Because I
do the
would
elite
find it
thinking
weird
club
if I then
for it?
won again. I'd be like, whoa. And then I'd probably get like, I'm going to keep doing it. But then you can get like a bit crazy with it. So I
I
think if
tell
it
you what is a
happened,
question. If you won the lottery, do you believe you would still pursue your passions, like your love for life? Because would it not spark having like inherited so much money, you could potentially not do anything at all? What would you do?
no,
Oh,
I
I'll
think
do so much more.
we all need a sense of purpose. I know some people go do lally with it, but I
Hmm.
think if you're naturally a doer, then you will keep pursuing those dreams and goals. But I also think you'll go further and do more because you have the resources.
Yeah, yeah,
So like there'll be
Yeah, I'll
things that
do.
you might have
I'll
had
do
on your
so much
bucket
more.
list and be like, I'm definitely want to do this, but I'll never be able to like afford it or make it happen or build it. But then with the resource, and you're like, well, I've won the lottery now, so I can build this and I can do this.
yes,
So
yes,
there'll be some elements of your life goals that are unachievable, and we're supposed to have ones that are unachievable. We are, because they are what make us push forward to do the ones that are achievable, you know. So some of the unachievable ones, it would give you that little ticket to do them. So
yeah,
Yeah,
for
I'd
real.
get a
I want to
helicopter
shout out to
license.
Stevie P and Nini. Nini said,
I'd,
"Would we
I'd,
forget
I'd,
about
I'd
would you forget about us?" Never would I forget about you.
no,
Never. If I had the resources, I'd most likely do an elite thinking club tour. We'd just get on like some
in a
bus
camper
somewhere,
van.
convert the bus,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, employ a driver, and be like, right, take us to every single destination of all of our followers, and we would just collate. We would just collate, and I'd
I
say
would go on a
bonfire night.
world tour and eat
Yeah,
cake in every single country. I would be a cake tester and I would eat it in every country.
right, well,
And
Liz
Get
can do
really
that whilst
fat.
we like prepare the episode and like we stoke the fire. We'll be like, yeah, we're making a bonfire. If you're in this area code within the next, like, within 10, 15 miles, come down.
come
This
and
is where
join
we're,
us.
and
Yes.
we could post like our tour. We could post like we will be here this day, that day, in this place, whatever. And I'd definitely make it like an outdoor event. So it'd be like you bring your camping gear and or we just make a massive fire and we'd have these conversations by the fire. Do you get what I mean? Set up the mic, set up the light. Well, we'd have the fire, but you get what I mean? So then people watching could actually contribute as well. We could give people like microphones each, I don't know.
Definitely.
It just the conversation, the limit, it's limitless. It's absolutely limitless. It'd be great. Sorry, I just started going on tangent there.
I love how we got onto the lottery and
Yeah.
bingo. I
We
do
talked
love
about
random conversations. It's good when we like have random conversations though, because it just goes off and yeah, I
yeah,
like that.
definitely helps people to explore. Like, and again, guys, if you haven't done so already, hit the like, hit the subscribe button. We are trying to get to 500 subscribers so that Michael can get his tattoo, and we're also trying to get to 1,000 subscribers so that we can do our live episode at Canuden Church. And if you haven't done so already, watch the episode that we did on that. because it's just another one about spiritual witchcraft and full moon, which we are currently under. If you haven't done so already, definitely go check a look outside at that moon right now. Fucking hell, is it
It's
full moon?
amazing.
It's amazing. Hunter's moon. Yeah,
Beautiful.
guys, we've gone over the 1 hour.
Yeah.
We have time to get going. I need some more snacks.
I need to go watch Mr. Beast.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I
Get
think it
back to
is
my
that time
studies.
because we did a 2 hour episode last week. And so if you haven't done so already, definitely go and watch that. If you're not ready for us to stop, now's the opportunity to head over to the YouTube channel, pick an episode, and just tune in again if you like this sort of thing. But
Yeah. And hit up our Discord. We're on Discord. PM us.
there we go. We are on Discord. And again, if you have anything you want us to talk about on the next episode, or you have any contribution at all, don't hesitate to message us. Like, just send us a message. Okay. Just send us a message, send us a link, send us whatever. And obviously, give you a shout out. Right. Thank you for watching. Michael, Liz, is there anything else you want to add to tonight's episode before we say goodbye?
Yeah. I just want to get a link for Arch to join our Discord. So we can't leave until I grab it.
Okay. We'll just
1 sec. So
everyone
just talk.
sit silently and let Michael do
No, you
that.
don't have to be quiet. You can talk.
Liz, is there anything
Let's-
else that you want to add to tonight's episode before we say goodbye?
No, just that, like, make sure when you sing happy birthday, you do the Stevie Wonder. Happy birthday
Yeah,
to you.
definitely.
I love
If you
that.
don't know what she just meant, you have to go back and watch this episode. It will be on the YouTube. I will do the edit for tomorrow. So look forward to that. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I mean that
I've got that in my head now.
from everywhere. Like, you guys are amazing. Without you, we wouldn't have anything. And so we are the Elite Thinking Club now. We're coming up to our 2-year anniversary soon, which I'm really looking forward to. So yeah, thank you for being here again on another episode. We'll see you same time, same place next week. So from me, Michael, and Liz, everyone everywhere, peace and love.